What's up, everybody? NiceMash25 here. Welcome back to World of Tanks. This time it's time for... Okay, I don't know, I said time twice, but... Alright. It's time for another tank review, and this time it is the Panther 88. Or, as it says right here, Panther with the 88, supposedly. Because, well, that's kind of what they called it already, but... Enough about that. Okay. Overall thoughts real quick. The gun's nice, but we'll get to that in a moment. The armor is not. Now, it will be getting a slight buff next patch. I think it gets a little more gun depression, but the turret will be slightly taller. And the, yeah, it gets 5 more millimeters of frontal armor. I think it gets, it may get a little more side armor. I don't remember exactly. But that's all it's getting, mostly. Also, apparently there was a problem where it could depress over one side, but it couldn't on the other. I think it's because of this thing here. Yeah. Because supposedly it looks like a extra engine fan or something like that. But, overall thoughts on this tank, it is pretty decent. It's kind of a weird mashup. It's a Panther hull with 5 millimeters less armor at the front, with a Panther 2 turret mounted onto it, with the 88 mil gun stuck to it. Or the 88 mil gun from the Tiger 88 stuck to it. Now the gun's great. 88 millimeter KWK 43 L71. 8.7 rounds a minute, although mine, since if you add a gun rammer ventilation, gets you 10.3. Which equals 5.82 second reload, or if you have Brothers in Arms, it will probably be a little bit quicker than that. Now, 7 degrees of gun depression. It's going to go up to 8 or 9. I can't exactly remember how much. It's pretty decent DPM on the machine, too. 0.3 accuracy is great, although that's the standard 100% crew accuracy. That's 0.32. 2.5 second aiming time. Most people use a vertical stabilizer. I use a gun laying drive, which brings it down to 2.13 seconds. Which I guess makes shots a bit more accurate, mostly. Now this thing is pretty decent on firing on the move, though, because the accuracy is so good, obviously. Your standard 240 alpha damage with 88, 295 with HE, although you're not really going to be pinning any HE shots since you see tier 10 tanks. Yes. But 203 mil pin. That's good for tier 8, some tier 9 tanks. This thing will rip apart a Object 416 with no problem if you get it in the right situation. 237 APCR. I mean, it's better, but it's not really that much better. It's just 2 more than the E100's 150 mil gun with standard AP. It's not really much of a difference there. That's only if you need to shoot at tier 9. Very well armored tier 9s or tier 10s mostly. But now you can get away with using AP in tier 10 games because you can still go after the tier 8 tanks and some of the tier 9s. 203 is plenty good enough to go through tier 9s though. So. Armor though. This right here. This part right here is 120 millimeters thick. Now that's not the most thick armor, but it's pretty good. Now the gun mantlet, on the other hand, right here, that's trollish. It can go up to about 200 something millimeters, maybe, if they hit you right around this area, because it's so well sloped. And think about it like this: if you're facing this and you hit here, that's an auto bounce practically. Also, technically, I guess acts as a gun shield. 1,500 hit points. No armor on the sides and the rear, obviously. Mobility, pretty decent. It's a 49-ton tank, 600 horsepower, although the engine is getting an extra 100 horsepower buff next patch, supposedly. Power to weight, yeah, specific power to weight is 12.78. Top speed is 46 versus the 55 on the Panther 2. 20 in reverse. Traverse speed is good. Gets slightly faster turret traverse speed as well. This thing almost, with a 105% crew, or whichever one you go by, 105, 116, whatever. Whichever one you go by, it gets, well, originally, if it's 100% crew, it gets 390 meter view range. The signal range stays the same, of course. But if you get the 105 or 116, whatever you want to go by, percent crew, it goes to 398, which is almost equal to the Tier 8 heavy tank, the Lurver, which is getting a big buff next patch. Now this thing is stealthiness. It's pretty decent. Well, I say that. Look at the rating. I don't really know how to go by that, I guess. But you can get away with firing bushes in this thing, just sniping. It's kind of how the playstyle is. You kind of start off the game going and finding long-range shots, sniping of the tanks, doing damage. Do probably 1,000 damage at least, and then I guess go on and try to find another spot before they, well, kill you and possibly one-shot you. Yeah, that sucks, I know. I got ammo racked once. But, yeah, it's a pretty good tank overall. Now, let's do a comparison real quick with this and, the Panther 2. Fully upgraded. Let's go find the Panther 2. Panther 2, here it is. I am currently going down this line, by the way, so. Alright, so let's go to tank compare. And we'll, yeah, 100% crew. Let's make this fully upgraded, of course. Alright, so here we go. Same damage, because it's the same gun, but the rate of fire on the Panther 88 is better. The turret traverse speed on the Panther 88 is better. The gun depression is better on the Panther 2, and the Panther 88 lacks on gun elevation, so if you have to shoot up, it's worse. Aim time, 2.4 seconds versus 2.59 on standard Panther 2. 0.31, the gun's more accurate on the Panther 88 than it is on the Panther 2. Damage per minute, obviously better because it fires quicker on the Panther 88. And now we get on to the hit points. Same amount of hit points, but the Panther 2 gets an extra 20 millimeters on the front and an extra 10 on the sides. Turret's the exact same. The Panther 2 is heavier, but it gets an extra 100 horsepower. Gets better power to, well, horsepower per ton ratio, I guess you could say, since, or power to weight ratio. Top speed, the Panther 2 is faster because it gets the better engine. Traverse speed, the Panther 88 is better. Concealment, the Panther 88 is more stealthy. And the view range is the exact same, although technically my crew is better than 100%. And the radio on the 88 is worse, because it's only Tier 8 versus the Panther 2 getting Tier 9. Or getting a Tier 9 radio. Now originally I was going to buy the STA-2, but I was convinced by, well, Jetstrafe to get this thing. So when we start platooning again, we can go Wolfpack in Panther 88s. Would be fun. But yeah, this is a good tank. Now, game I'm gonna show you in the next video I'm gonna make. I'm gonna have to do this in two parts because originally, when I would do the video first, the review, and then go to do the replay, combine the two in the editing software, it would screw up the frame rates for some reason. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do this in separate parts. So I'm gonna upload this one, and then I'm gonna. I guess while this one is uploading, I'm going to go ahead and be recording the second part, which is the replay. So that's the review. Now, really quick, the replay I'm going to show you, though, is only First Class Mastery. And it's a very good game, despite being a loss. It's a heartbreak game. Like 3,200 damage. And on a loss, yeah. This sucks. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you in the next one.